the best news in technology and beyond. This is Crockel's News.
This is Angel Garden reporting on crime and cyber technology. Last time I began discussing investigatory powers with Jonathan Bishop, who was laying out his plan for a new investigatory system. Investigatory powers would be divided up in a very different way in order to be more effective and more economic. And civil enforcement officers would then be the first level of policing for everybody. So let's continue this conversation and find out more about it. Hello, Jonathan.
Hi there, Angel.
So do you reckon that this would both save money and increase the level of helpful policing then, is it?
Especially if a significant part of the training was on people skills, because I'd introduce a postgraduate certificate for detectives. So someone who's done a degree in criminology or a degree in law, degree in forensics, could just do a same level of training used to train teachers to become a detective.
So that wouldn't be this civil enforcement warden training, it would be more like a PGCE then?
Yeah, but a PGCD it would be. The people skills aren't as important for the detectives because they won't necessarily have contact with members of the public. It's more likely to be, as in my earlier research, solicitors or other people that would interview the public. So if there was a complaint made, you'd have one solicitor representing the person complaining and another representing the person being complained against. So the system would side with both, and then the National Crime Agency would have a joint investigatory powers unit, which the solicitors could access.
So would there be solicitors involved at a level where they currently wouldn't be any? When you mentioned the word solicitor, I just see money.
Yeah, so where you would normally have police constables or sergeants interviewing people at police stations, it would instead be done by solicitors.
So why do you think that would be better?
Because the solicitor represents the interests of their party. So that the member of the public who either made the complaint or is responding to the complaint. It would make the system fairer because at the moment the police tend to, as I've heard said, give the person being complained about a grilling. So the current investigatory system, which has the police at the front end, is intimidating, whereas if you had solicitors, they're meant to be more objective.
Well, what if you can't afford one?
Well, the point is that there was a duty solicitor available.
Would that be provided by the state then on the basis that it's, the defendant might get one?
Both would get one. So a complaint would be made, the CPS would decide whether to investigate, and if the CPS said to investigate, both sides would get a solicitor, and each solicitor would have access to the National Crime Agency where the detectives are in specialist units.
Okay, well, I can see that it sounds like it could be more expensive because either it would be more expensive or the CPS would have to be very selective in which cases they picked because of the fact that they'd have to provide solicitors.
Well, the solicitors would be provided under the same legal aid regime they're provided now. It's just, instead of having a police constable, inspector or sergeant interviewing the public, it would be the solicitor doing the interviewing.
Yes, so that's what I'm thinking is at that stage, if you're interviewed and the police haven't decided whether to make a case or charge, there's no cost to you at this point.
Well, there would be no cost. The person would make a complaint. It would be reviewed by the CPS. The CPS would make a judgment about whether, if the investigation went ahead, enough evidence could be collected in order to bring a prosecution, and whether it was in the public interest to do so. So at present, the police constable role, and obviously the sergeants and inspectors, those three posts need to be made redundant in terms of investigatory powers. So you might need an inspector to do admin work, but they'd be a civil servant, not a police constable.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. That's very interesting, and I'm sure we will discuss these issues again in other contexts.
Thanks very much.
The best news in technology and beyond. This is Crockel's News.